All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight, the World of Thunder Midgets comes to the famous Williams Grove Speedway, located in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. My name is Brett Wheeler. Thank you for joining us here on this Monday evening as we get set for another round of the Midget Series presented by World of Thunder. We're not too far away from getting into qualifying. Good field of cars assembled here. We've got 22 drivers signed into the pit area for tonight's race. So we hope you enjoy the show here tonight, of course. Plenty of racing to come with qualifying coming up in the not too distant future. In fact, looking at the time, just been told now that they are going to have a quick driver's briefing right now. So, and then we'll get into qualifying, of course. A big thanks to our sponsors for the new season. For the next 13 weeks, you're going to see these next few logos. In fact, we'll get one more added to that one. So bear with me just a minute. Alright, so those 5 logos that you'll see on the bottom of your screen rolling through Simworks Performance, Wicked Cushion, Hazza Media, BK Designs, and of course World of Thunder sponsoring us here at Ultimate Dirt TV. And well, we cover majority of their races. Of course, we are live tonight on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as well, so take your pick on where you want to watch and enjoy the show from tonight. As we wait a driver's briefing to finish up, and then we'll get into qualifying. Let's go through those top drivers, the fastest drivers in the practice session. You see on the top of the ticker, he's going to be Brett Osborne with a 20.407. Terry Landis, second quick with a 20.448. Third quick is Craig Swartz with a 20.488. And then we'll go through the rest of the drivers. TJ Coggins, Hunter Connolly rounds out the top 5. Logan Rumsey, Jonathan Danley, Paul Montague, Brad Ferreira, and Aiden Perdue rounds out the top 10. BJ Antonio, Brent Hobson, Mason Hannigan, Mason Turner, and Keith Ackney, your top 15. Go back to Nicholas McGeethy, Jeremiah Green, Greg Sager, Brandon Franklin, and Mitch Stiles, your 20 drivers that have laid down a lap time. You see the checkered flag coming out as the day-night transition comes into effect as we get set for qualifying here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Of course, it's going to be difficult to keep up with everybody's qualifying time, so try and get as many drivers as we can. Of course, this man, he knows how to be on top of the cushion on a quarter mile. Let's see how he goes on this big half a mile of a racetrack. In car number 33, Jonathan Danley. Behind him in the 616, it is Terry Landis. Of course, Terry, as we just mentioned before, was sitting second after the practice session had finished up. Of course, that's all going to change now as we wait for the first car to get a time. None other than Jonathan Danley setting quick time with a 20.7693, tenths of a second of what we've seen in the practice session. Terry Landis, 5th quick. Mason Hannigan, Hunter Connolly, Nicholas McGeethy, and Landis round out the top 5. We'll see where these drivers, of course, each qualifying. This qualifying session, 4 laps, so plenty of time. Logan Rumsey, 9th quick with a 20.974. We watch the 41 in the Simworks Performance. Oh, a bit of a spew up. Let's go. Logan Rumsey, we'll see what he can do. Jumps up 1 more position. Terry Landis still in 6th quick. Hunter Connolly in the 194, 4th quick. Brett Osborne, who was fastest in the practice session, sits position 9 with a 20.923. Can he improve on that time? No, he cannot. So try and look at other drivers on the racetrack. Brian Antonio, quick time. And, well, it is a dead heat, but Brian Antonio gets position 1 with a 20.769. Swartz finishes up 13th quick. Hunter Connolly 5th quick as he's going to finish up his qualifying effort, as is Brett Osborne outside of the top 10. Cody Turchi in the 09 in 15th quick. Brent Hobson in the 181. Sitting in position 10 with a 20.908. Brad Ferrer in the 27, third quick with a 20.803. A 20.803, so we've had officially 20 cars take to the track for qualifying. Of course, tomorrow night we are off. The following Tuesday we are going to be back on with, I believe, the Midgets to start off with again. Wednesday night we have free. We are open on... We're free for Tuesday, Wednesday this week only. Tuesday being booked as of next week. Wednesday once again. We are going to be free again. Cody Turchi still sitting in 15th quick. Josh Close in the 07. He's now going to make his way onto the racetrack here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Not too far away. We're about 3 minutes from wrapping up this qualifying session. Turchi in the 09, going to get a lap time in again, I believe. Unless he's just running out there just to get some laps in, and I'll have that accounted. But it kept him in the same spot, so he's just out there turning laps for the fun of it. Josh Close, who is one of these drivers who are yet to take a time. 2.5 minutes left of this qualifying session, and then we roll straight into tonight's heat racing action for the World of Thunder Midget Series, live from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Josh Close, 17th quick at 21.160. So you're looking lap times from position 1 to 21. You're looking at a little over, just half a second. 0.539 is the exact split between first and 21st. A quicker lap time for Josh Close in the 07. He moves up 2 positions, so he goes to position 15 at the moment. Antonio still on pit road. There's no need for him to go out there and lay down a time because, well, he already sits P1. So well done to Brian Antonio. Of course, heat racing action here this evening. I don't believe there will be any inversion. Cranky Carrot, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. Qualifying, let's go through your 21 drivers. Well, we've got a little over a minute left. We'll start from the top left of the screen. Brian Antonio and Jonathan Danley, equal lap times with a 20.769 quick time. Goes to Brian Antonio. Jonathan Danley second. Brad Ferrer in third with a 20.803. TJ Coggins, Aiden Perdue round out the top 5. Hunter Connolly in 6th, Mason Hannigan 7th, Terry Landis in 8th, 9th, Paul Montague, and Brent Hobson rounds out the top 10. 11th is going to be Brett Osborne, 12th, Logan Rumsey, Craig Swartz in 13th, 14th, Nicholas McGeethy, Josh Close in 15th, Cody Turchi, 16th, Keith Hackney, 17th, Mitch Stiles, Jeremiah Green, Mason Turner 20th, and Brandon Franklin 21st. Just 2 drivers not laying down a lap time, and I believe that they may be the admins here tonight for the World of Thunder Midget Series. Of course, last week we covered 5 nights of racing for midgets. In fact, 4 nights. We missed 1 night. And let me tell you, it was all on the short tracks. Well, we had Knoxville and Eldora in there, but we had Limaland, Lanier, Kokomo, And since the day-night transition has come in just a little under a week ago, I'll tell you what, these midgets have certainly been the class of the field to broadcast. Of course, we haven't seen too much sprint car racing, but I'm sure we'll get there. 3 heats on the program for tonight. Well done to Brian Antonio. Let's go through and have a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid for heat number 1. Starting on pole in car number 46, it's Brian Antonio. To his outside, the 88 of TJ Coggins. Inside row 2 in car number 22, starting position 3, Mason Hannigan. To his outside, the 181 of Brent Hobson starts position 4. Craig Swartz in the 02 will start position 5, alongside him in the 09, Cody Turchi. Your 7th and final starter in car 18, Jeremiah Green. 8 laps of distance here. The top 5 will go straight through to the main event. The rest of the drivers will run a B main. And then after the B main, there'll be a 10-minute warm-up session. However, we won't need a full 10 minutes. It is the top 2 that will advance from the heats. And it'll make up a 6-car dash. Now that will line up the top 6 positions. So that'll run in the warm-up session after the B main and just before the A main. With the A main, they'll add an extra 5 laps onto the total number of laps here at the Williams-Grove Speedway. Of course, the first 5 laps, that'll get the drivers into their correct finish or starting positions from the finishing order from the dash. The rest of the drivers lined up via the Iracing heat race finishes and B main finishes and stuff like that. And then, of course, they will hopefully assemble into a 4-wide salute here. And then, of course, we'll get set for a number of laps for the main event. I have no idea how many laps it is. I did not check that. I believe we're looking at probably 30 laps. Let me... Pretty sure it'll be 30 laps, if not 35. Alright, here we go. Get set for heat number 1. Yes, it's a slow and long grind to get these first 2 laps in behind the pace truck. But of course, once we get the green flag, it is on like Donkey Kong. Brian Antonio, TJ Coggins, Mason Hannigan, Brent Hobson off of turn number 4. Here we go. Heat number 1 at the Grove is underway. Green flag is out. Antonio gets a great launch. Hannigan slides up in front of Coggins. Look at the 18. Putting a slider on 2 for 1. That is Jeremiah Green in the 18 car. But the battle is on for second place right now. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Hannigan sliding up in front of Coggins. Coggins turns it back underneath him already down the front straightaway. Drag race to the line. We give it to Mason Hannigan. He shuts the door into 1. Coggins went high. Trying for that crossover move, but couldn't quite get the job done. Hannigan was low on the exit of turn number 2. 2 laps in right now as they come past the start-finish line. Still Antonio, your race leader from Hannigan and Coggins, your top 3. Top 5 to the main event. Top 2 to tonight's Trophy Dash. Thank you, Josh. Oh, no, Hannigan upside down. Gets the car going again. Coggins now with a bit of luck finds himself in 2nd spot. Craig Swartz in the 02. Back there in position number 3. 4th and 5th, you're looking at Brent Hobson with Jeremiah Green. Single file down the back straight away into turns 3 and 4. Come off turn number 4. 4 down, 4 to go. Here in heat race number 1. Thanks, Buzzy. Thanks for the follow, buddy. Appreciate it. Antonio, still your race leader from the get-go. Started on pole. Looking at lap times, 21.004 is his best lap time. Done that a few laps ago. TJ Coggins, best lap. He's in the 20.984. So Coggins certainly got the fastest lap of the race so far. Looking at everyone else, he's the only driver to break into that 20.9 bracket. Everyone else in the 21s, but it's all about the consistency at the moment in the SimWorks Performance. Car number 46 of Brian Antonio. 2 laps to go. Heat number 1 of the World of Thunder Midget Series at the Williams Grove Speedway. A little dark and got some cloud above us here at the Grove. White flag is out. One more time around the racetrack. Antonio, Coggins, Swartz, Jeremiah Green. And you go back to Cody Turchi, Brent Hobson, along with Mason Hannigan back on pit road. So the 5 cars left in this one. Through turns 3 and 4, it is checkers are out. Antonio gets the win. Second going to go to TJ Coggins. Third at the line, Craig Swartz. Jeremiah Green from 7th to P4. And Cody Turchi rounds out the top 5. Well done to heat number 1. Heat 2 up next, and let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. On pole in car number 33, Jonathan Danley. To his outside in car 37, Aiden Perdue in the SimWorks Performance. Starting position 3 in the 6-16, it's Terry Landis. To his outside in the 0-13, the Sim Speed Shop, it's Brett Osborne out of P4. A podium finisher last night in the 360 winged sprint cars in car number 73, Nicholas McGeethy. And to his outside in car number 69, it is Keith Hackney, starting position 6. Danley and Perdue. Still going to go around one more time behind the Iracing official pace truck. And we'll have 8 laps the distance. So you're looking at around 2 minutes 41, 2 minutes 42, somewhere around there too. And we'll just say a little under 3 minutes for each heat race. Corey, probably another 45 minutes, an hour at the most. Why is that, bud? Here we go. Heat 1. Jude trying to jump the start there. And Danley says, not going to happen, but they're nearly going to be side by side down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Danley slides up in front of Perdue. Landis got all sorts of out of shape, and he goes from third to 6th. Now we're going to watch the battle for the race lead. Perdue with a slider on Danley. Danley crosses it back underneath him. Side by side. Yeah, we'll play BR later. Perdue down to the low side into 1 and 2. Slides up. Can't make the pass. Osborne getting out of shape. He's now going to go from 3rd back to position 6. Keith Hackney now makes his way from 6 to P3. Danley will lead lap number 2. Mason Turner getting ready to come out of the pits as well. Tell you what, Perdue, he certainly got a number on Jonathan Danley. Similar sort of lap times, 20.1s and 20.2s at the moment. Lap 3 in the books. Battle Royale. CSGO. Coming to halfway this time by, and I tell you what, keep an eye out on the 69 boys of Keith Hackney. He's closed in on your top 2, halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go. And Hackney is starting to get a wriggle on. Closing in on the back of Perdue into turn number 3 and 4. He's 2 car lengths away. Oh, Perdue, look out! Up on 2 wheels if you don't mind. And put Hackney up into P2. Perdue back to P3. Looking for the slider into 1 and 2 on Hackney. Nowhere near clear. But Aiden Perdue. Nice control of car control there. Well done not to slide up into second place and will potentially wreck 2 races. Yes, Corey. And here comes Keith Hackney looking for the race lead. 2 to go. Oh, Hackney almost got into the back of Danley, and Perdue had nowhere to go. He's going to lose 1 spot back to P4. Put Nicholas McGeethy up into P3. Hackney works the top in 1 and 2. McGeethy, Perdue and Landis side by side. The white flag is out. Danley is on top of the cushion on a quarter mile. Although this is a big half mile of a racetrack. Danley down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat number 2 complete. Well done to Jonathan Danley. He gets the win. Second, going to go to Keith Hackney. Third, Nicholas McGeethy. Fourth, Aiden Perdue, Terry Landis. Home in 5th, Brett Osborne. 6th, and Mason Turner. Couple of laps down, missing the grid. Comes home in P7. Heat number 3, and we'll take a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid. Here we go, starting on pole in car number 27, Brad Faria. To his outside, the 194 of Hunter Connolly. Inside row 2 in car 72, starting P3, it's Paul Montague. Starting position 4 in the Simworks Performance 41, it's Logan Rumsey. Starting position 5 in the 07, it is Josh Close. Starting P6 in car number 6, Mitch Stiles. Brandon Franklin in the Pro Gaming Crew, who's your number 4, will start P7. That is a look at your Wicked Cushion starting grid for heat race number 3. Where, Simworks? Where, Brian? Where? Thank you. A big thanks to Simworks for their support again for another season here on Ultimate Dirt TV. I'll go around one more time behind the Iracing official paint truck. Your B main up next, and then we'll have a dash. As I said, the dash will be inside of the warm-up session, so the overlay will have sort of no effect on position-wise. It'll just have the fastest laps. Well, the fastest lap, the top 3 fastest cars that have turned a lap in that dash. And then we'll get straight into tonight's main event. Got a million things going on all these screens. Brad Faria and Hunter Connolly. Off at turn 4, we go. Green flag racing. Keep an eye on the 41 of Logan Rumsey. Oh, Josh Close slides up in front of him. Rumsey, well, he's going to go from 4th to last. The 72 of Montague into position 3 at the moment. We watch Hunter Connolly in the 194. Trying to track down your race leader, Brad Faria, in the Fast 4 Media car number 27. Lap 1 in the books. And Brad Faria has the race lead. Now remember, top 2 to the dash, I believe. Connolly still trying to track down Brad Faria. Faria out in front. We watch 3rd place of Paul Montague. Then we go back to Josh Close in the 07, Logan Rumsey. Back to the pit road. So he's going to be in tonight's B main. Mitch Stiles back there in P5, and then Brandon Franklin rounds out the top 6 that are on the track still. And well, there was a side-by-side battle for the race lead. Faria, Connolly. Oh, Connolly trying to get around the outside. Faria just moved up just a little bit there. And there was a little contact in the middle of 1 and 2, but nothing to write home about. Watch Faria High off turn for Montague as well. I feel like I got a sneeze coming. Halfway home in the final heat race of the night. Faria, Connolly, Montague. I feel like Montague's just slowly closing the gap on the top two, and if they keep making contact like they did a couple of laps ago, it's certainly going to bring the 72 into the mix. Coming to the popsicle sticks, and here it is. Connolly trying to dive down to the middle of the racetrack on the exit of 4, trying to get a run on Faria. He is close into 1 and 2. 2 laps to go. He is trying to find a way around, but Faria making that car as wide as possible, and he is doing a heck of a job. White flag is out, half a mile to run, and the battle is on for the race lead. Here comes Connolly with a slide job. Is it perfectly timed? Faria back to his inside and takes back the race lead down the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. They run high in 3 and 4. Faria and Connolly both getting close to that outside wall. Brad Faria getting the win second. Hunter Connolly, Paul Montague third. Josh Close home in 4th. Then you go to Mitch Stiles in 5th, and Brandon Franklin 6th. Logan Rumsey with a DNF. And there is your heat racing action done. In fact, no B main tonight, so we are going to run straight into tonight's dash. Of course, we are just going to try and get confirmation on this one. Alright, so I believe we are going to have a dash session here. We are just going to wait for confirmation on that one. And while we've got a spare few minutes to talk about tonight, World of Thunder, of course. You know, we cover the super late models, the 360 winged sprint cars, and of course their Midgets series as well. Of course, it's not the only thing they race. They race UMP modifieds along with the dirt street stock. So if you want to come out and try your luck, and I'll try and put your car in victory lane here at the World of Thunder Racing Leagues, check them out on Facebook, and of course give them a like and a follow while you're there, as they are one of our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. A big thanks to Wicked Cushion as well for coming on board for another season. You can check out Wicked Cushion on the web at www.wicked-cushion.com. Check them out on Facebook, Twitter, all the social media platforms. Give them a like, follow, and all that good stuff, along with SimWorks Performance. Want to get into iRacing and need a computer built? SimWorks Performance are the people for you. They build computers that are top-notch to run iRacing. And if you're on iRacing and you want a new paint or a new logo for your company, check out BK Designs. Making iRacing paints, not only dirt cars, but the asphalt and the road side of things as well. And if he doesn't, I'm sure he will. If you want a new logo for your company as well, check him out as well. He does fantastic work. And of course, has a media doing all the overlay stuff for us here. And speaking of overlays, we've got a new sponsor that we've got a sponsor that is going to be paying for the overlays. So we'll have new overlays hopefully in the next day or two. It's just trying to get it all sorted and, you know, making sure everything is up to tip-top shape before we bring out the new overlay. So this is probably going to be one of the final times you'll see this overlay being used. Of course, a lot of broadcasting companies out there using a similar sort of one, or used to use a similar sort of one. Of course, you know. And I've got to give a shout out to Howard Weaver as well. You know, he was the one that come up with this overlay for me, you know, for me to use when I first started out. And along the way, has a media has sort of altered it and made everything look fantastic. So it looks like no dash tonight, so I'm just going to line them up straight from the heat racing lineups. Of course, let's go through and take a look at your wicket cushion starting grid for tonight's main event. Here we go, starting on pole, car number 46, Brian Antonio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main
Who's outside the 33 of Jonathan Danley. Starting P3, car 27, Brad Faria. TJ Coggins in the 88 will start position 4.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Out of position 5, the 69 of Keith Hackney. Out of position 6, the 194, Hunter Connolly. Starting P7 in the 02, Craig Swartz alongside the 73 of Nicholas McGeethy.
Y'all ready for this?
Starting position 7, make that 9, sorry, in the 72, it's Paul Montague. And starting P10 in car 18, Jeremiah Green. Inside row number 6 in car 37, Aiden Perdue. He lines up alongside the 07 of Josh Close at a P12. Out of position 13, the 09, Cody Turchi. He lines up alongside the 616 of Terry Landis. Position 15, the 6 of Mitch Stiles. Position 16, the 181 of Brenton Hobson. Brett Osborne in the 013 starts position 7. At a position 18 in car number 4, Brandon Franklin. Your 19th starter in car number 22, Mason Hannigan. He lines up alongside the 7 of Mason Turner. Your final row in this 11-row field, 22 cars. Position number 21 in car number 41, Logan Rumsey. And your final starter, who looks to be having some sort of issues here at the back, in car number 2, it is Isaiah Dowd. Here we go. Believe we are going green flag racing this time by Brian Antonio, Jonathan Danley, your front row. 35 laps on the board. The pace starts to pick it up. Antonio gets on the wow pedal and green flag is underway. Into 1 and 2 we go. Antonio leads down the back straight away. Danley got a good run down into 3 and 4. Antonio picking up the left front. Oh, you might as well leave it at home right now. Yellow is out. Oh, big pile up. Here in turns 3 and 4. Happening right in front of us here in the Beer Hill gang. Let's take a look at your wicket cushion instant replay. Right there, we found the first car to cause that one. Keith Hackney caught the cushion and unsettled the car. Swartz came through. Oh, big ride there by Paul Montague. We'll be able to get some good photos of that one later on. Just got nailed by Osborne there. Ryan, this is Iracing. It's a simulator. Oh, you really want to tilt people? You just tell them it's a game. It's just a game. I'm not racing for anything. So unfortunately, Craig Swartz back to pit road along with Keith Hackney, Logan Rumsey as well. Paul Montague back on, or back in the pits, I should say. So we lose 4 cars on that exchange. As you see, the 37 of Aiden Perdue going back to the pits. In fact, I dare say that he might just be going to get some running repairs on that car. He stops and starts. There it is, getting some running repairs on that 37. So he will go to the back of the field. Lights are out on the iRacing official pace truck. 4 laps complete. 31 to go here in the main event for the World of Thunder Iracing Midget League. Here on a Monday night. Drivers double them up. There's a little contact there between Danley and Antonio. And of course, Antonio not happy with that contact. Oh, Coggins. And Faria. Oh, Coggins. Oh, no. 88 of Coggins. Thankfully, everybody else missed him. And how fortunate was he? Let's take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. So let's go back to this contact here at the start. So Danley trying to keep Antonio down. Antonio having none of it. And then Coggins goes to the inside. Tries to slide up, and just unfortunately it's the 73 of McGeethy, who in fact was trying to turn away and try and get around the outside of him. Now we're going to go on board here because I'm going to need a guarantee, and now we're going to listen to the sound of the motor. There is no revs on that car, so of course that is definitely not intentional from that 73. Just one more look at it. So we're going inside the cockpit. He's off the gas there. Brakes. Tries to turn right. Unfortunately. Fortunately gets a little piece of it. We come back to live pictures here from the Williams Grove Speedway. Caution number 2 out on the evening in tonight's main event. So we wait for the lights on the Iracing official pace truck to turn off, and they do so. These drivers are going in a single file manner right now. Of course, a caution on the back of another caution. Eight complete at the resumption of this one. 27 to go. Antonio in the middle of 3 and 4 drives it down to the bottom side on the exit of turn 4. Green flag is out. So they're attempting to go too wide at the back here. Meanwhile, we watch the battle between Jeremiah Green and Nicholas McGeethy side by side down into turn number 3 and 4. Brad Faria, who's done a hell of a job so far tonight. He's picked up 3rd fastest in qualifying, picked up a heat win, and now finds himself sitting inside the top 3 in the early parts of tonight's main event. McGeethy and Green may have had a little contact on the front straightaway just as they were coming into turns 1. Keep an eye on Faria trying to get by Danley. He's about 2 car lengths away from the 33 machine. So contact here. Oh, we got Terry Landis in the 616 here, stuck on the infield. So here is a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. So we'll keep an eye on this one. In fact, we'll go right in front of us here in the turn 3 B Hill Gang camera spot. Just got a little sideways Isaiah Drought coming through the field and nowhere to go. And just look at that that 616 car stuck right in the fence now. Just not the front axle caught on that one. So here we go, caution number 3 at the moment. In fact, we might try something a little different here to see if we can get our leader in here. Pace truck. We're going to chat with our race leader, Brian Antonio. Brian, you You're doing it comfortable out there, but you know, these cautions, they're sort of helping you a little bit, but I'm sure you'd like to get some green flag laps in.
Yeah, I'd really like to get some green flag laps in because I found out Danley is actually on 11 gallons and I'm on 14, so he's at a bit of a weight advantage right now. So if we get some green flags going, it'll burn off and we'll be all right.
Oh, there's a little contact on that double file restart there, just trying to squeeze you down a bit. You didn't take too kind to that one?
Yeah. I mean, Jonathan's a friend, but on the track, it's kind of a different story. So if he messes around, I'm going to hit him right back. So I'm trying to get my own space. And yeah, racing's a racing, really.
All right, look, you're going green flag this time, Racing. We'll let you go, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. Brian Antonio there. Quick little chat there just before we get back to the racing here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Lights are out on the pace truck. 14 complete, 21 to go. Here in the main event of the World of Thunder Midget Series here on the Monday night. The Sunday night, of course, last night, the super late models and the 360 sprint cars run. And then, of course, they run the UMP modifieds and dirt street stocks, I believe, on the Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Check them out on Facebook. Make sure you come out and support these guys. They're an awesome group of guys. Green flag back out here in tonight's main event as the sun starts to set here at the Grove. In fact, it's gone a little bit past sunset right now. Battle on for third and fourth for Rhea and McGeethy. McGeethy cannot get the drive off of turn number 2 to pick up third spot. Danley working the bottom right through the middle. He's up high on the exit. Caution flag out. I'm going to guess that this might be the 6th car. Not confirmed, but we'll take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. In fact, we found it just here, so this turn 3 camera getting a good workout tonight. Brett Osborne in the 013 car. That seems speed shot. Just jump the cushion and ooh. Yeah, very lucky not to end up over that fence, because he was certainly going the right way about and trying to maybe take out those billboards, but we'll certainly get some good shots of that one later on. Catch the guys coming down the back straightaway under the bridge here at the Grove. So 14 cars still circulating on the lead lap. And we're going to be about at the halfway point of this race when we get the green flag next time by. Lights are out. We'll see if someone's home. Of course, if you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to hit the follow button and make sure you hit the get notifications tab. Make sure that's active as well to be notified of when we go live. We've got plenty of broadcasts each week and, of course, plenty of personal streams as well. If you're watching on our YouTube side of things, you can hit the subscribe button. That's free. And make sure you've got the get notifications or, you know, the notifications button up as well. And of course, if you're watching on Facebook, don't forget to hit the like and follow button. Here we go. Green flag, 18 complete, 17 to go. Just past halfway home in tonight's main event. Has anyone got anything for Antonio? Can Danley make it happen? Can he be on the top of the cushion on a half a mile? We'll see if he's upgraded from the quarter mile of racing. Little out of shape and a little mistake there from Danley in 3 and 4. That allows Ferrer to close the gap, as is Nicholas McGeethy in the 73. McGeethy down low, got tied, had to stab the brake, and he's going to lose a bit of time to that 27. Caution flag flies again, and this time we've got Cody Turchi in the 09. Take a look at the 09 machine and see what happens here. Mason Turner gets him. Just carried a little too much speed, was Turner. If that can happen here at the Grove. So some drivers gambling on fuel. Of course, we heard from Antonio, who had 3 more gallons than what second place driver Jonathan Danley had. Drivers are still on 2 to green, so we'll have 12 laps to run. Of course, if you're watching, let us know where you're watching from. Always interacting with the chat if you guys are chatty enough. Let us know who you're cheering for as well, more importantly. Well, who do you think will find victory lane, of course, with these cautions that are continuing to come out? And no doubt that the 46 of Brian Antonio is going to find a victory lane, but anything is possible in the final 12 laps of this one. Josh Moore watching from Knoxville, Tennessee. Welcome. And welcome to everybody else out there in the Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube chat. Lights are out on the pace truck. Antonio, put it this way, he's 6 miles away from going to victory lane here at the Grove. He's on the gas.
Green flag.
Down the front straight away, the green flag comes out and we're back underway. Here for the World of Thunder Midgets series. Of course, this track, well, I've got my doubts on this track. It's wide, it's long, it's like the Martinsville of asphalt. I got the feeling that Danley was just a little close to that.
What do you think, bud? You think you're all right out there?
Nicholas McGeethy in the 73. Take a look at your wicked cushion instant replay. Once again, it's turn 3 tonight. Keep an eye on this 73. It's in the yellow car on the left of your screen. Oh, it just catches that opening. And he goes for a wild ride. These will be some good camera angles. Good camera shots later tonight, of course. We'll take some pictures. You can find them on the web. Over to, I think it is. Now let me get it. www.wotrl.com. It's World of Thunder Racing League. It's the initials. The photos from last night's 360 sprint cars. We took a couple of photos then, and we'll get a couple more from the midgets here tonight. Of course, we'll play around with that for about a half hour after we finish up from here. Rod cheering, waiting for Aiden to find his way to the front. He's up to P6. His cautions are certainly helping him, but at the same time, they're kind of being a bit of a pain in the backside, considering that, well, these drivers aren't getting, you know, their green flag laps in. Lights out. Is anybody home? We'll find out. 9 to go. At this stage, 8 remain when we get the green flag. So we are just a heat distance away. We are less than 3 minutes. If we can finish this one, all 8 laps under the green flag conditions, less than 3 minutes away from putting someone into victory lane. Oh, Danley got a great start on Antonio. But Antonio's got the drive. Down into 1 and 2 we go. Faria still holding on to position 3. Mason Turner and Josh Close round out the top 5. Kajun in position 6. What can he do? Danley down to the low side in 3 and 4. Antonio works the top side. The bottom is coming in right now. And Antonio was very lucky to hang on to the race lead going into turn number 1. Danley still works the bottom of the racetrack off for turn number 2. Certainly lacking the drive coming out of those turns. That's where Antonio right now. Caution is out.
You look at your stuff for me right there.
Well, Brett Osborne caught up, involved in that one. Let's take a look at your wicked cushion instant replay. In fact, this is where it started with the 7 of Mason Turner. A little hand there from Paju. Pretty sure that Turner gets in the slick. Yeah, just drove right in the slick. Back live again. So the drivers are going to be at the point of no return when they get the green flag next time by. So if a caution flag comes inside of the next 3 laps, it will end under yellow. Of course, you're looking at a 3-lap race to finish this one off on this final restart. Of course, that's pending on the lights on this Iracing official pace truck if they turn off. That indeed they do. Alright, if the caution flag comes inside of lap 33 or 34, it will end under yellow. If it comes after the white flag has been thrown and there's an accident, they will stay green. Oh, Danley, a shocking restart on the start, but he gathers it back up right now. Green flag, 3 to go. Into 1 and 2 we go. Antonio rides atop of the racetrack. Danley down low. Faria down low as well. Through 3 and 4 we run. Danley, oh no, Danley around. Paju involved as well. And Danley, well, he tried to run the top of the racetrack on a half a mile and he couldn't do so. Take a look at your wicked cushion. Instant replay down the back straightaway. Keep an eye on the driver that was in 2nd spot, the blue and grey 33. Little sideways, the tail tank hits the wall. Paju comes soon. The 22 as well with Mason Hannigan. Aiden Paju ends up upside down. We are now on the white flag, and this race will end under and behind the Iracing official pace truck under caution. So we'll go through and have a look at your Hazza Media finishing results here in just a moment. But as they come down the back straight away for the final time here at the Williams Grove Speedway for the World of Thunder Midget Series, live here on Ultimate Dirt TV, live across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Through 3 and 4. We're about 10 seconds away from Brian Antonio getting the checkered flag here at the Grove and finding victory lane. A race that, well, it was very tough to get going and tough to get, you know, a few laps in. But Antonio comes across the line. Checkered flag is out. He has done it. He gets the win here at the Grove. Let him come back down to the front straight away and see if he wants to somewhat burn it down and throw out some Rico Labru style donuts. Maybe even throw in some Kyle Larson ones while you're there. Better yet, how about you put down some Brian Antonio donuts? Being very cautious. In fact, I believe he's just going to park it on the front straightaway, so we wait for the top three. Let's go through and have a look at Jahaza Media finishing results. Getting the win and leading all 35 laps, Brian Antonio comes home in first. Brad Faria home in second. Josh Close from 12th up to P3. Brent Hobson from 16 to P4. Mason Hannigan 19th up to 5th. Brandon Franklin 18th to position 6. So how about 3rd to 6th, all moving their way forward. Hunter Connolly home in 7th. Jonathan Downley in 8th. Aidan Perdue in 9th. Jeremiah Green rounds out the top 10. Look over the page. Terry Landis, Isaiah Droude, Mason Turner, Brett Osborne, Nicholas McGeethy, Cody Turchie, Mitch Stiles, Craig Swartz, Paul Montague, TJ Coggins, Keith Hackney, and Logan Rumsey. Or Rumsey, I should say, your 22 finishers here in this one. Let's go through and let's get a chat with your top 3 here in tonight's main event. We spoke to him during that race, and he comes away with the win here. Brian Antonio, Brian, congratulations on that win. It was a race that was halted by caution, but hey, nonetheless, you'd be happy to pick up the win here tonight.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. The track conditions were really good. I mean, the restarts were getting frustrating because, people are complaining that I was brake checking them, but I struggle with the tight race car, so I got to get the car to turn on restarts. But no, other than that, honestly, it was a really good race. Besides the yellows, I just wish we went more green. Hopefully, they can do something in the near future about it. If not, no big deal. I'm still having fun here. I'm 2 for 2 at World of Thunder, so it's a pretty fun lead.
The day-night transitions. Personally, I think these have just helped the midgets tremendously. What have you made of the day-night transition, especially with the track condition, the way that it really slickens up and not so bumpier down the straightaways?
That's actually a really good question. Now that you mentioned that, I actually did notice the day and night transition. It was kind of late afternoon, right when I came in the server, and then it slowly got darker and darker, and that's pretty freaking cool. So Iracing's really taking a step in the right direction, and I can't wait till the Chili Bowl is released, and hopefully that's before the actual Chili Bowl. I would assume so. So. The day and night transition is really freaking awesome. The bumpiness was very minimal, so good job to Iracing.
All right, well done on the victory here at the World of Thunder Series. But, of course, before we let you get out of here and celebrate, I'm sure you got a few people you need to thank.
Yeah, Simworks Performance, you for the broadcast, Kaiser Wheels, Colby Eye Paint, MPI Steering, Alpine Stars, people watching such as Zach Gorski, Ryan Reeser, Macy Lichtauer, etc. So thanks, everybody.
All right, there we go. Brian Antonio, home with the wins. Corey, yes, give me 10 minutes. We'll chat to our second place finisher tonight here in caliber 27, coming in with from 3rd up to 2nd, Brad Faria. Brad, congratulations on 2nd here tonight. It must be a pleasing result for you and the team, knowing that you had a fast car here tonight, and you're able to get that luck in the race and come over the 2nd. It's a pretty good result.
Oh, definitely. It was a good race. Wish we got some more green flag laps in. I had a couple of them where I had some decent restarts actually, and was hoping those would run a little longer. But things happen, and all we got to do is hang on.
In a tough time in the heat with the car behind you, putting pressure on you in those 8 laps. But talk about the track conditions and how you're able to sort of maneuver all over the racetrack. Where did you feel comfortable most, up top, bottom, or was it just trying to take it 1 lap at a time?
I was taking it 1 lap at a time. That was actually the fun thing about racing in that 3rd heat, was it already started to give us a little more room to make some maneuvers. So we had, I believe it was the 194, giving me some sliders there, and that's all good fun. It's good racing for everybody watching, and it's really fun behind the wheel. So I don't mind it.
Well done on the 2nd place here tonight. Before we let you get out of here, sponsors, shout-outs, who makes it all happen for you?
Fast 4 Media, and other than that, it's all just me. Have a lot of fun. Thank the guys at World of Thunder for putting this on, and hope to see you guys here again.
All right, there we go. Brad Faria home In second place, we'll chat to our third place driver in the 07, Josh Close. Josh, congratulations on the third. You had a little bit of luck go your way late in the race, but from 12th to third, that's an impressive drive.
Thank you, sir. It was a lot of fun, but there was a lot of cautions. It was a matter of just staying alive.
How frustrating was it as a driver, to have that many cautions in a race like this? And, Williams Grove, to be honest, I don't think it's the best track out there for these cars. But what is it about this track that just makes it so difficult to drive and brings out a few cautions?
I honestly don't know. I think it's the exit. 3 and 4 are a lot tighter than 1 and 2, so you can run the top at 1 and 2 pretty wide open, but exiting 4, it's so slick right there, and throwing it in with too much speed is so hard to keep the car straight. I think that's what makes it tough, but it's so addicting to come here because it's just so fast, and it's such a good top and bottom line to pass and have fun on. So I definitely wish I wouldn't have ran so much fuel with all those cautions. I could have been a lot faster, but 12th to 3rd is still fun. I feel bad that Nicholas McGeethy, we're kind of teammates, and we help each other, and I hate that he actually didn't do well, but he was in front of me and running good, and I guess he got sideways a little bit. I hate that for him.
Just go back to that point that you said how 1 and 2 is different to 3 and 4. How do you approach those different turns, and with the track conditions changing sort of every lap, what does it take how do you set yourself up to to run those different lines?
It really depends on the car in front of you, because if you have enough distance, you want to see where he's going, because I normally choose the opposite line because it's such a racy track in 1 and 2. The top is so much faster, and the bottom is such a pedaler to keep the car straight. So that's really what I determine when I'm going to run a high or a low. And then in 3 and 4, it's kind of the same thing, but it's so tight. If you do a slide job in 3 and 4 or running the bottom and high, because the turn is like a hard paper clip. So there is definitely a different speed transition in 1 and 2 than there is in 3 and 4 for sure.
All right, well, look, we picked up 9 spots. Unfortunately, it's not the hard charger. There was a couple of guys behind you that sort of made their way through. But, picking up 9 spots, it's always a good result. It's always a pleasing feeling knowing that you can pass that many cars, come away with the podium. Sponsor shout-outs, who gets it all happen for you?
My mom and dad and my wife and son, for sure. I used to race 360s with ASCS years ago, and I had a lot of experience with that and a lot of fun, and I owe it all to them for sure for all the experience that I got.
All right, well done on the third, and hopefully we get to chat to you next week.
Thank you, sir. You're doing a wonderful job. I appreciate it.
There we go, Josh Close there, home in third place, and that'll wrap us up here from the Williams Grove Speedway. Well done to Brian Antonio, Brad Faria, and Josh Close, our top 3. Of course, a big thanks to World of Thunder for putting on the Midgets. Every Monday night, of course, they run the Super Late Models and the 360 Sprint Car Series on the Sunday night. And, of course, on Tuesday and Wednesday, they run UMP Modifieds and, of course, Dirt Street Stock. So if you want to get in and join the fun here at the World of Thunder, send them a message on Facebook. Give them a like and a follow while you're there, as they are one of our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, a big thanks to Wicked Cushion, SimWorks Performance, BK Designs, and Hazza Media for their continued support throughout this next season as well. Well, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, it's Brett Wheeler signing off, saying good night. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to hit the like and follow button and share it out to all your friends and family.